stand up here and just hang
Let's
out.
do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll just grab it. This is where you're gravitating to sitting.
I don't know. What do you think?
Okay.
I think we should start with a sit down and just talk.
Sounds good.
Tell me what this staircase is. What's on the other side of it? Nothing.
Just like a
Hot water heater?
Hot
A
water
hot water heater. It's all right.
We shorted up.
So perfect. Josh says, I think we should sit down and talk when we walk around.
But tell me it's fine.
That didn't sound too good. Disco
It is a
floor.
disco floor. It's a real one. Yeah.
Okay.
We can disco on it if we need to.
Yeah.
It's disco. That is to code.
What's the thing that like most means something in this whole place?
There's lots of things in here that mean things to me, instrument-wise. I mean, there's a guitar that I wrote most of my songs on.
I would love to see that.
Woo! Yeah! I can't even woo properly.
How did we get here? Why are we doing this?
Well, I don't think either one of us are exactly sure,
Right?
but
I think that's accurate.
I think it kind of started. You guys showed up to a show.
Right, it was rhyming.
It was a rhyming.
It was. It was here. I'd never heard you before.
Right.
And then we went, you started playing, and a guy who grew up with, I grew up at the Palomino Club, listening to Mel Tillis, listening to Marty Robbins.
Yeah.
We had, Whan Jennings over at our ranch. We had, I listened to George Jones my whole childhood. My mother was from Texas, big country western fan. And country western turned into something at some point which was more poppy. It was just a different kind of pop. And I didn't respond to it the way I remember responding to it when I was a kid. And then you started playing. When I heard you play at the Ryman, I didn't know you, I hadn't met you yet, but I remember tears welled up in my eyes when you started. It was probably the second or third song. And I was like, the thought that I don't want to say it because it sounds so stupid. For me, country music had been saved. I told you.
Yeah, it sounds pretty stupid.
I told you. I told you. It sounds fucking stupid.
I appreciate that.
No, it's true, man. It's true. It means so much to me, the type of music that you play, because it reminds me of like going back and listening to Lightning Hopkins or Robert Johnson or something visceral. I know you're technically proficient, but there's something that you do that's extremely visceral, that just gets me. And that's what I got from the old school country music singers that weren't in it for the money. They weren't playing to 90,000 people, even though you're playing to way more people than they played back in the Palomino Club or wherever it is they played. There was a root that they all shared. And I don't know if it was a destructive root. I don't know if it was a musical root. I don't know what it was. It was all of it,
It was all
right?
those, yeah.
So,
It was all those.
all that having said that, so where's your roots?
Where are my roots?
Yeah.
I
Uncomfortable
have
kid.
to go there because this is how this is going to work, right? We just go wherever we're going.
Yep.
You're holding the wrong guitar. Hang on, I got to go get the right guitar for you.
Really?
Yeah, you're holding the wrong guitar.
Wait, is there a better guitar? that I
Yes, for
should
you
be
to
holding?
hold. Yeah.
Really?
Absolutely. After you told me what you just
Well,
told
that's going to say a lot about how you feel about me. Whoa, look at that. Okay, wait. So you think of me, and this is the guitar you pull out?
Well, that's Waylon's.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
It was his number one, but it was one of his backups.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He
But
touched it.
there's his road case. You can see all the.
Where'd you get that? What's the history of that?
My wife got it for me.
As a gift?
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable.
That was his last. He played that guitar maybe in the 90s.
In the 90s.
Yeah.
I'm playing Whan Jennings guitar. Pretty great. Pretty great. So tell me about your roots a little bit. Like
Well, there's one, like.
Did
my
you
dad,
listen to him?
Sure. My dad listened to, Waylon and Willie and
Yeah, me
Merle
too.
Haggard and things like that. But also, kind of R&B like Otis Redding and
Oh, yeah.
Ray Charles and stuff like
Well,
that.
and I just
Would-
brought it
would
up to
pop
you.
up.
Lightning Hopkins,
Yeah.
Robert Johnson,
Yeah.
which is before that, but
Yeah.
all those people that you just
Well,
mentioned were
and everybody
influenced.
we're mentioning there is derivative of
Blues.
that, blues, like even if we don't know that we have that thread, if we're listening to somebody that had that thread.
Right.
And are influenced by somebody that had that thread. That's where that's coming from. Led Zeppelin got "Squeeze My Lemon Till the Juice Runs Down My Leg" from Robert Johnson. That's a Robert Johnson line.
Right.
So let's see.
Dude, what the fuck? Oh my God. This is like Momoa and choppers.
Probably worse. I don't know how many choppers he has.
100.
Okay, well, it's worse.
It's worse. These are all guitars that you've either collected or that have meant something in your professional trajectory?
Both.
Yeah, the Traveler.
Okay, here it is. This is the one. This is the, provided it's in here.
God dang.
Let me make sure it's in here. It's in this giant case. There it is.
Wow.
This is the guitar
Wow.
that I bought when I moved to town.
When you moved to Nashville.
When I moved to Nashville, this thing. And so if I had to walk out of here with one thing,
It would be that.
it would be this.
Yeah.
And all the other stuff, I would be sad about a lot of it, but whatever I've done, whatever I've made, or whatever I've turned into has pretty much been built on this thing.
The roots are here.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but I would say 90% of the things I've ever written in my life have been
Is
written
that-
on this guitar.
Right.
It's not precious in a collector way
Yeah.
to anybody because it was in a flood at some point. There's mud inside it. Somebody used it as a canoe paddle or,
Sure, okay.
all this it's all, there's
Yeah.
a million crack repairs. And if I were to walk out of here with one thing, if you want to know what's the most important thing in
It
here,
would be that.
it's probably this. This is the other thing. I moved to town with this chair.
You moved to town. So you're sentimental.
Yeah.
You are sentimental.
I moved to town with this chair. I recorded in this chair and have made every record in this chair.
Let's sit right there.
I tried to be everybody else but me.
Wow. Like who?
Vince Gill was one of them.
Wow.
But I don't sound like Vince Gill.
No.
But because I could sing high and he could sing high, I thought, well, I can try to be like Vince Gill, and I would sing Vince Gill songs.
But you are still so specifically you. I mean, there's no way to deny that it's you when you hear you. So
Well,
even
part of
if
that is
you're
I'm not great at impersonating people.
you're not. Well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is.
Well, I do think that's part of it. And part of it is, like style is like the equation of technical ability and where your limitations kind of
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
That whatever that range is.
Yeah.
And if you get comfortable living in that range, that becomes your style of whatever it is you do on a guitar or
Right.
singing or whatever it is. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to be the best version of me in that I can be.
So how do you challenge yourself beyond that? Like, how do you challenge yourself musically now, or have you found a comfort?
Well,
And-
some of it is, we're sitting in the middle of a bunch of it. I try to find instruments I'm not comfortable playing.
Really?
And just guitars that don't
Right.
feel natural to me, or
Right.
amplifiers that I've never used, or a pedal, or I want to make a song that sounds like disco Rolling Stones.
Right. Yeah.
How close can we accomplish that mission without sounding like we're
Yes.
a bad cover band of a disco Rolling Stones?
Right.
And that's how you challenge. That's how I challenge myself. Like I lean into
Different sounds.
different sounds, or lean into something that I like this. I've never done this.
Right.
I like these things. These are influences.
Yeah.
Maybe I can live here for a minute.
The roots that he talks about are his father's taste in music. I remember very vividly sitting on the couch one night and we were just like, what are you doing? What are we doing? He wanted to find more meaning in it. On that couch, he was like, I would like to make a record that would make my dad proud. The Traveler album. And that is the root.
I want to make a record that would make my dad proud. That was it.
Yeah, and I think he's sort of chasing that ever since.
Push it off just a little bit from the wolf so I can pick this thing.
for you?
I'm looking for the buzz,
You're looking for the buzz. I like that.
you know. And what
What's
I mean
the
by
buzz?
that,
Yeah.
well, like, and I appreciate fans and all those things, but any fan that comes to our show will tell you I don't look at them a whole lot. Because I'm up here trying to tie the string between all these guys. And when all that locks in and gets on autopilot, then the string shoots out into the crowd and everybody's connected. And this kind of, I talk about it as a circle a lot. Like we send this thing out and it comes back to us, the energy. I'm looking for the buzz.
There's some kind of other thing that happens when you're truly in the zone.
Right.
And you
And that's
know
that's the buzz I'm talking about.
it's past some like heady version and it gets into like a viscera.
Yeah, and you can almost wake up out of it.
You can, right.
Yeah, and you're like, because you can be so far inside it that everything can disappear.
Yep.
Time
That's
can
what it
disappear.
is. Everything
Time
disappears.
can disappear, and
You're totally in the moment.
you're in the moment, but you're also impervious to exterior
Yeah. Judgment
stimuli
what-
or
right.
any of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's what the goal is for me
Yeah.
in music.
That's all you got. Ultimately.
Yeah.
To get back to that place of like, if I'm not living in that place, I'm not fully.
I'm not doing my job. I'm not meeting the mark for the people who bought a ticket. And I fall short a lot. Mm-hmm. But every now and then, I can do it.
That's great. That's great.
That's like old school rock.
Like, at what point did you become you professionally?
I don't know. I'm still trying to do
I like that. I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't yet.
I hope
Can't
it's
even
never
really
fully
ask.
realized, you know, so it is a thing that
It's
I'm shooting
constantly
for. And then somehow over the
course of
course of doing it, it'll be there. And
You just know you found this thing. Where's my voice? Oh, there's my voice. Can I get used to my voice? Is that every artist, you think?
it's just like, this is who I am. And I'm going with it.
Yeah. Have you ever played to, what's the least amount of people you ever played to?
0.
0?
Does the bartender count?
No.
Yeah, then
He
0.
has to be there.
Then 0.
0. How'd you
I've
like
played it.
yourself?
A little bit better than I like the guy that booked it.
Did we have the transonic in here?
What's a transonic?
Well, the transonic is that amp right there. That was behind Led Zeppelin when they toured America the first time.
That's just the craziest thing you could ever say.
And that one.
That actual one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, let's use that.
This is the Firebird that Petty played before he bought a Firebird. Really, the one that he played all the time.
What year is that?
76. It's the bicentennial one. You can tell by the eagle on it. You know.
So good. So good.
What keeps you authentic?
Do you have any choice in that? You know, what keeps you, like, do you have to be deliberate in it? Or does it just happen?
That's cool.
Is whatever happens authentically you? Because it probably is. Like it's not escapable.
Can't help but be you.
Yeah.
Right. Isn't it all
It's the same
authentic?
thing I was talking about maybe when you're trying to write a song like somebody else or something. Are you meaning what keeps you authentic and what keeps you grounded?
Yeah.
Just, that's family and kids, and those things are grounding.
Yeah.
Because no matter what I am to, however many thousand people in an arena, I'm just daddy to 5 people.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite spots to be.
Home.
Well, home and
Oh, you mean like,
in dad mode.
Oh, in dad.
Even when it's hard. And it is hard. And I'm not good at it
right.
in ways that I want to be. I think I'm a good dad, but I don't have the answers.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, my experience with my parents, there was a moment in my life where I thought that my dad knew everything.
Yeah.
And had it all figured out.
Yeah.
And then that goes away. And I don't know if I want that for my children, for them to think that I'm this infallible thing.
Yeah.
But I certainly want them to respect who I am.
Right.
And then also feel heard. And I think working on that is probably the thing that is the most grounding. If that's authentic, if there's a piece of me that's that. If there's a piece of me that's authentic, I think it's there.
Yeah.
Because that's really the bulk of who I am
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And the music thing's always there. It's always been there. And I've done that work. It's my work and my hobby and my passion in all kinds of ways. But the thing that is authentically me is those 5 children.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's all in that. I learn more about myself because of my family than I could ever learn anywhere else. Because it's the most humbling place I get more humbled in my family, and yet at the same time it brings me more joy.
Yeah, my oldest son always likes to tack 100 years onto my age. And he thinks it's the funniest thing in the world. He's like, it's because you're 147, Dad. It's nice to know that he does that with a wink and with a smile, and that's our thing, I love that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
And that's just me and him. Nobody else really does that. Nobody's attached themselves to that. No one else in the family really thinks it's that funny.
But you guys
But he
have
does.
that. And that's all that matters.
Yeah, and he loves to kick my ass in something. Those are the things that are the authentic, things that keep me authentic, I guess. And that I want the most of. As much as I want the buzz of the music. And I still want it.
Yep.
I want it maybe as much as I ever have. I love that. I have a healthy or unhealthy addiction to it in some ways. I'm searching for it, the inspiration and all the things, but the other stuff is the larger part.
And it's become the larger part.
It has become the larger part.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm thinking about when I get up in the morning.
Ditto.
Yeah.
Thank you much.
Yeah.
See you later.
Is that the end?
Like
Like a circle. Like a circle 5. I pray God now. That all this turns out fine in the end.
I mean, y'all may have more to talk about. Can we do it after we eat some chicken or some shit?
Yeah.
It really is. I enjoy